and the greatest.
Someone with color. Someone with color. Someone with dash.
What is up, guys? I'm Silas Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, educational health and social well-being, and I just woke up from what was supposed to be a little short nap, turned into a long nap. I laid down around 7:30. It's now 10:02, so that definitely happened. It's Monday. Mondays are long days for me. I usually get up early, start around like 6 or 7, train for most of the day, get a little break, come home, record a video, upload a video, you know, whatever informed talk I'm doing for that Monday, and then go back, train some more, eat lunch, and then finish off whatever clients I have left, which is usually at my last clients of the day are usually at TCU. So it's a lot of back and forth. And yeah, your boy needed a nap, and I guess I needed more rest than what I thought, but still about to go to the gym, still gonna get it in. One of the benefits of being able to get to Pump Chasers is that, you know, there's no time it closes, so I can go anytime. But yeah, gonna take you guys with me, just show you an example of like, hey, no excuses. If you're supposed to get it in, so I'm gonna do that. Progress with the lean bulk so far, I am currently 168.2 pounds as of this morning. So long story short, for those of you who haven't been keeping up with it on Instagram, basically I managed to get to about 167-ish, 168 with 3,500 calories. Then I completely hit a stall, which is normal, right? As I've explained to you guys, whether you're getting in a surplus or a deficit, whenever you gain weight or lose weight, but if you're gaining weight, your maintenance levels calories is gonna be higher. Therefore, to be in a surplus and keep gaining weight, you're going to increase your calories. And the opposite is true as well. If you're in a deficit and you lose weight, then your maintenance level calories are going to be lower. Therefore, to keep losing weight, your deficit calories are going to be lower as well. So bottom line is, got to about 167, then I bumped it up to 3,800 calories. Then that got me to that did get me to 170. Briefly, I was at 170 very briefly, but I should have bumped my calories right there and then. I didn't. I stuck with the 3,800 calories, dropped down to about like 166, 167. So then I increased the calories to 4,000, and I've been maintaining that now for the past week and a half. I want to say week and a half, no more than 2 weeks, and now I'm back at 168.2. So weight's coming on very gradually, but once again, it is lean bulk. I'm trying to keep it very gradual, but I just want to get to that 170 and try to at least maintain that, if not 175. It's getting hard now, guys. Eating 4,000 calories every day, it definitely, especially like at my height and weight, it gets hard just because I'm not hungry. But I did manage to get everything in that I need today. I think I'm about like 300 calories short, give or take. So I'm definitely gonna get, like, you know, those remaining 300 calories after my workout before I go to bed. But let me kind of show you guys where I'm at currently. So this is what my physique is looking like currently, guys. All in all, pretty happy with it. You know, if I tighten them, flex them up, you can still see the abs. This is relaxed, flexed, feeling good. Like, and that's the thing, guys, regardless of what the weight is looking like, I can definitely see, you know, I'm definitely thicker than where I was, obviously, right? I started around like 160, 161, if we're talking about right after my meet. Then I got back to about 163, which is what I walk around at, and I'm at like 168.2, so I'm about 7 to 8 pounds taller than what I usually am. Let me see if I can, let's see if I can get a little bit of this back action going on. Yeah, so that's pretty much what it's looking like, guys. For those of you who aren't following on Instagram, I've been keeping up with my progress pretty much either by like pictures on my story on there, just because, like I said, I try to keep this channel focused on like the informative stuff. But just give me this quick little update. About to take you guys to the gym. It's going to be I want to say a volume day. Yeah, it's a volume day. Just because, like I said, last week was a little bit weird. I started my Monday workout on Wednesday, so today's my volume day. And then I'll be back on track. And this whole week's gonna be just a little bit weird, a little bit off, because I'm gonna be going out of town on Friday to be at the Houston meetup on Saturday, going with Chris and the other Pump Chasers athletes, everything like that. But anyway, enough of all that. See you guys at the gym. All right, guys, so just got to the gym. Chris is here too. Looks like the same thing pretty much happened to both of us. We're getting in pretty late. It's actually, at this point, it's like, let me see. It's 11:30, so it's even later than what it was before. That's because I had to pick somebody up. Friend's gonna be joining me tonight. She also basically didn't get her workout in as early as usual. So it works out because now I have someone to record me. She'll be joining me. Gonna introduce y'all right now.
My name's Amber. How are y'all?
This is Amber over here, infatuated with Bruno. And yeah, she's too infatuated, I guess, to tell a bit about herself. Long story short, she's been lifting for about 2 years now.
Yeah, about 2.
Yeah, 2 years. And don't let the gentle face fool you guys. She's pretty strong, but we're gonna get in on this volume day. And yeah, about to get started. She's pretty much gonna do everything that I'm doing, but she'll be back squatting instead of front squat. So about to get warmed up, get started, and alright guys, jumping into a voiceover for this video. So first of all, just a little bit more background on Amber, since that was probably the worst introduction I've ever had with somebody on my channel. She has been lifting for about 2 years. Her first year was pretty much just focused on weight loss, and then this second year she's put a lot more emphasis on actually like bulking, trying to build up a good base of strength, getting stronger. And even though you may not be able to see it quite as much on today's volume day, since everything's relatively light for us, the strength is definitely there. She squats over 225 on a strength day, deadlifts over 275, and benches over 135. So all very good numbers for, you know, 2 years of working out and 1 serious year of like with a focus on lifting, bulking, and progressive overload. Anyway, as for this workout itself, guys, as I said, it was a volume day, even though it was Monday. My reasoning for that is pretty much the fact that since I didn't get to it last week, and since I know that I probably wouldn't get to it this weekend had I started this week normally, you know, like with the strength day, just because once again, I will be going out of town Friday to be at the summer shredding finale at Alpha League Gym in Houston on Saturday. I just didn't want to risk like missing 2 volume days in a row, just because all the days are important, guys. Like, even though yes, I am a powerlifter and my biggest focus is on strength and power, my volume day is still crucial to that. All of my days build off of each other. It all works out, as well as the fact of just like, you know, I have other goals as well, like with trying to simply like, you know, grow and make the most I can out of this lean bulk. And as such, my volume work is important, because as you guys know, it's not so much about like the rep ranges or anything like that induces hypertrophy, but it's your total workload, the total volume that you're doing. So as such, my volume day is important. And as you guys can see right here, back to focusing on doing my front squats for 3 sets of 10. I think the past couple weeks I got kind of like focused on trying to go heavier for front squats just to increase my max on them, but getting back on track with following the program as I originally designed it. So 3 sets of 10 with 240 pounds, and it went pretty well all in all. The one thing that I will say is, oh, check it out, guys, you know, Bruno, only other person on Pump Chasers team who's lean bulking with your boys. You know, everybody else is getting all cut and shredded, but you know, it's all good because I got my boy Bruno with me. But anyway though, back to the workout. So yeah, after that, you guys already know, after front squats, we go right into leg press, even though ordinarily it goes leg movement, push movement, pull movement. On my volume days, I like to do my leg movements back to back, just because they are an area that I'm really trying to focus on bringing up. I'm trying to bring everything up size wise, but my legs are definitely something that I, as a whole, just want to get bigger with this lean bulk. And that's kind of also what I want to talk to you guys about, aside from this workout itself, was pretty much just the progress with the lean bulk. So yes, as you guys heard in the very beginning of the video, I've had, you know, a few stalls and a few, not so much issues, but like, you know, I'm not exactly where I want to be, in the sense of I would like to still currently be 170 pounds. But the thing is, that's the whole point of keeping in mind that it is a lean bulk. It's okay if the weight gain comes slowly. It's okay if I hit like a pause and fluctuate here and there, because as a whole, I do see like the differences, like in my physique. I'm definitely a little bit thicker, definitely can tell that I'm a lot stronger, like, you know, just with being 8 pounds heavier. So all in all, I really can't complain as far as like just the progress and the results. I'm happy with where I'm getting, because that's the thing, it's not a rush, guys. For me, I think a lot of people have this huge misconception that you just got to go bulk cut, bulk cut, bulk cut. But really, for one, that's just not that healthy, and it's really not quite as effective as what a lot of people think, just because that whole trend came from, once again, enhanced lifters. It's not something that natural lifters should just do all of the time. Now, don't get me wrong, the people who like, you know, like Chris, for example, who bulk for like months at a time and then do a nice gradual cut, that's different. That makes sense, especially when you've been lifting as long as he has, I think going on like 15 years, because you're gonna get more benefit as far as like getting those few ounces of muscle that you can still get at that point. But it's going to be those gradual body recompositionings, or those nice gradual lean bulks, that are really going to give you like the most bang for your buck in the long run, right? You're not putting on a bunch of excessive unneeded fat, but you're still getting stronger, still building that muscle
as much as you can. And keep in mind, guys, like, I'm not in my beginner game phase anymore. Obviously, been lifting for 6 years, and that's not counting like just the calisthenic training for 12. And the reality is, I'm not going to be putting on like pounds of muscle each year. Obviously, I'd be happy to put on like a solid pound or 2 at most, if even that, of muscle a year at this point. And I'm very happy with, you know, the progression that I've made over the years. So I want to say, when I transitioned from just doing calisthenics to lifting weights at age 17, I want to say I was around 125 to 130 pounds, definitely no more than 130 pounds. So, you know, currently being 168 in this lean bulk, I definitely can't complain. It's not always about like where you want to be or where you're at. Sometimes you have to look at where you started, and it really makes you appreciate just like your results a whole lot more. Like, obviously, I already know I'm never going to be like the biggest dude walking around the gym. Like, weighing 200 pounds is probably not in my future, but just I'm working towards that long-term goal. You know, maybe like at the end of it all, walking around like 175, 180, like relatively lean in the long term. That would be amazing. But for right now, I'm just happy to build what little I can, getting stronger, and still, once again, not getting too far away from my weight class for powerlifting, as I do plan to compete in another meet sometime this year. So haven't decided which one yet, because I don't want to just cut my bulk short, so it'll probably be closer to the end of the year. But yeah, all in all, guys, workout went really well. Volume days are definitely probably one of the most fun as far as just like the pump you get, but they're also probably the hardest for me personally, just because you guys know I like those low reps. I'd rather go heavy and go hard than have to, like, you know, just deal with like pushing through the burn. And plus, it's just hard to progress on weight when you're doing like, you know, anywhere from 10 to 15 plus reps. But once again, it's important. All these days build off of each other. Was definitely happy to have Amber there joining me, because, man, going, like, keep in mind, I didn't know Chris was going to be there this late, so I thought I was going to have to go in there by myself and just, you know, really get myself right and motivated. But keep in mind, guys, that once again, if you care about something, you guys heard me say this before, you're going to prioritize it. It doesn't mean that you have to put other things aside, like, you know, work, friends, and family, but you know what your daily schedule is like. Fit it in, make it work. Don't make excuses. Excuses aren't going to get you anywhere in the long term, and it's always just best to, you know, do what you can when you can. I woke up, I have access to a gym that I know I can go to anytime, so I really would have had no excuse. So don't get caught up in feeling justified just because you maybe had a long day or have done a bunch of stuff. Don't get caught up in feeling justified in missing your workouts. You don't want that to be a habit. You want to make it a habit of it being like brushing your teeth. It's something that you're going to get done and do no matter what, because you know it's important. But that's pretty much it for this voiceover, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you enjoyed the rest of this video.
All right, guys, that is it for this workout. Appreciate Amber coming through with me, because it is now currently 1:05. We started about 11:30, so not bad. That's about what I would expect for, you know, it being 2 of us and having to record, give everything, you know, set up for you guys and like that. So as you guys see, it was a typical volume day. The only thing that we did not do was seated cable row and then the cable curls. And I almost wish that I didn't do the weighted pulls as well, because Beast Mode said that we're gonna try to finally get together tomorrow for a back day workout. No promises. We're gonna try to see if our schedules line up, try to be up here tomorrow to do that. I know a lot of you, and I do mean a lot of you, have been asking for me to finally, you know, try to get a back day in with Chris. So looking forward to that. Hopefully we finally get to do that. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment down below. Let me know that you did. If you did not enjoy it, leave a comment down below. Let me know what I can do to get better. Like the video, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch y'all later.
I am the greatest.
Come on,